Have you seen all the entries for the nil rate where exemptions have been granted? What is the specific entry that pertains to you? Okay. Okay. So
नहीं, ये बहुत अच्छा क्वेश्चन है,
yeah,
आप
come on.
इसको प्लीज मुझे ईमेल करिए, बिकॉज दिस सेगमेंट आई हैव नॉट कॉट the government segment with regard, if you say you are a government affiliated or government approved, so I will put your FAQs onto the guidance note. So I'd like these on email because this is a new question. Canteen to student, definitely not.
It will fall in that different category. It will not
Different
fall in
category.
this category of education.
Restaurant service, education services are different things. So to read this fine line means fine print of that exemption.
You have the approval. You can take number.
He has to pay in reverse charge.
You can take number. Yes.
No, no, he's a supplier. No, no, he's a supplier. You,
See, एक second. See, it's not that easy. We should not skip so fast. See, most of the business establishments who are prima facie not required to register as a registered person under the Act are still required to get registered because there is no exemption from the rupee 1 to the liability arising on account of reverse charge. Okay, so there you see, even if you employ few trucks for transferring some of your materials, then you may have to take, because there is no exemption at all. And we being also working in the government, we are also taking registrations. Why? GST registration only one. Yes, yes. See, is there any Precoc involved in that? Miss quid pro quo involved in that? See, you are taking donation. Are you giving any service for that? So just try to go through. Yes, schedule 1, 2, 3. You go carefully, and I don't think these donations are attending anything because there has to be some supply of taxable. There has to be taxable supply involved in every transaction.
There is also, I must tell you, there is also a help desk in the Ministry of Tourism set up at the behest of the Revenue Secretary, and in fact, it is Prime Minister's will as well. Every secretary, he has said, in fact, if you recall, he took a full meeting of the secretaries to the Government of India and said, this is as much, we are all stakeholders in it. And now the Deputy DG Tourism, he was there in the discussions in Delhi, and he assured that the help desk is there for you to answer to all your queries. So do approach them, and they have a person, they have put a chartered accountant on call, they have consultants on call, tax practitioners as well, and they are trying to resolve all the issues of the industry from within the Ministry of Tourism. नहीं, आप हेल्प डेस्क को ईमेल कर दीजिए ना। मैं आपको बतलाती हूँ, कई बार क्या होता है, इतना सारे सवाल में वो यू हैव नॉट पुट योर माइंड टू दैट पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन, तो आप ईमेल करेंगे, आप विश्वास मानिए मुझे जितने ईमेल आ रहे हैं, आई फ्लैग इट ऑफ टू माई टीम, वी आर एवरी डे सिटिंग एंड फॉर्मेटिंग FAQ, question answer to everything, even if it is a repeat. So now we are, of course, that is part of my guidance note, but it is the same formulation that the help desk is supposed to use in every ministry. आप मुझे email करें. मैं अभी तक, and by the way, there has been, incidentally, I must inform that there has been a questionnaire prepared by the GST Council Secretariat, which is to go to all the secretaries. I think it has reached them already. And that questionnaire, one of the most important elements is in there is, have you prepared FAQs? Have questions come to you? How you have documented them? So they are already at work on that.
But madam, general opinion of yours means because we are doing this one, these housekeeping services or other services like security services provided, whether they are standard.
नरेंद्र बहुत आराम से अच्छे से बोल रहा है आपको. Schedule 1, 2, 3 you have to read very carefully for your, it's actually the law is very clear. पर एक एक आइटम को तो ऐसे जवाब नहीं दे सकते ना, क्योंकि हर बार टैरिफ को पढ़ना है. There is somebody, there are, अब तो tax practitioners के मजे हैं. That is what the point is, that the tax practitioner is going to read if you won't use your mind. And it's a fact that if you're doing many other things, why would you look at the accounts aspect? You hire somebody to look at it. So I'm sure you have a CFO line.
I have only
The
one,
finance
two
department
last
is
questions,
supposed to
please.
do all
Only
this,
two
right?
last questions.
So,
Yes,
excuse
go
me.
ahead, Jimmy.
I
Yeah.
just want some clarification. Supposing there's a hotel which has got a couple of restaurants, one of the outlets is a counter sale operation. That counter sale operation is serving food which is manufactured, let's say biscuits and cakes and chocolates. And there I understand the HSN rates, tax rates will apply. They're also selling some items of MRP, which is, let's say, cold drinks
So
and
these are
let's
cooked
say
goods.
namkeens. I want to know whether on the bill, I'll just repeat the question, that counter sales sells certain items which are manufactured like biscuits, chocolates, cakes, which I understand there are HSN rates which we will apply. On that bill, a customer asks for a cold drink or for a namkeen, which is an MRP item. I understand that an MRP item includes the tax, so therefore I don't have to show the tax in my bill. Is that correct? And then if I don't show that tax in my bill, then in the return that I file, what is the tax rate that I show against the MRP item that I've sold? Please answer.
MRP also you have to charge tax. Whatever you are selling, whatever you are amount you are collecting, you have to charge tax on that.
But an MRP item is not
MRP,
because that's why it's called an MRP.
no, that concept is not there. MRP, then there is tax. MRP plus tax is to be there. So
I'm not clear about MRP.
See, let me tell you, as a supplier of service, you have already purchased some goods, right? Now that particular cold drink that you brought into the hotel was purchased and you took ITC on it, right? So you've already offset the tax that went into that particular product, and then now you are going to come and sell it across the counter. So the tax has already been offset. So you pay the tax again.
An MRP item that you buy from a shop, you pay the item, the rate that is mentioned on the bottle, and you don't pay a rupee more as tax.
reverse calculation.
When you buy it from a shop at a bottle costing 20 rupees, you
Because it's plus tax and abatement की बात कर रहे हैं.
don't, you pay 20.
Abatement की बात कर रहे हैं. Abatement थी, yeah.
MRP rate of 20, I'm not supposed to charge a rupee more. Because
Yeah, yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Pay tax by reverse calculation.
I'm sorry,
No, how can he do that?
an answer.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, it's nuanced.
He has to pay tax on his sale price. You see, he has to pay tax on his sale price.
आपने
That-
40 रुपए का अगर रखा है तो आप 40 रुपए पे टैक्स दे दीजिए ना.
No, MRP 20 rupees. Say MRP 20 rupees is printed. He is selling at 20 rupees only. Now, question is, he is saying that he has not to pay any tax. In VAT and GST, person has to pay tax on whatever amount he is collecting from his customer. Now, what is the rate of tax that is decided by the schedule? Now, if he is not charging tax separately, then there is a formula that whatever price he has charged, it is to be considered as including of tax. So therefore, formula is price multiplied by rate of tax divided by 100 plus rate of tax. That is the formula applicable throughout India for all VAT transactions. Today also and in GST also will continue. There is nothing new.
Sir, I think only the five of you understand this. None of us do. Can you answer my question simply? If I have bought a cold drink at 20 rupees,
Let me address it in the guidance note.
I sell it at 20
Yeah.
Ma'am, I'll answer it.
Okay, so what I've understood from what Mr. Goel has just said, I will explain this. You're selling your water bottle that you purchased at 8 rupees at an MRP of 10 rupees. Right? So you bought it at 8 rupees, you're selling it at 10 rupees. Right? Now, what Mr. Goel is telling you is that 10 rupees in your invoice, what you'll write is 9 rupees and that 1 rupee additional tax, which is whatever 18% that works out to, will be, so your bill will be 9 rupees plus that GST on that. So you work backwards. You've reversed that MRP into two parts.
So on my invoice, it is the MRP. I cannot exceed the MRP.
You're not exceeding the MRP. In fact, in your invoice, you're putting the amount less than the MRP. And then you're adding the tax so that your final total is the MRP.
So it's the MRP.
It is the MRP.
And as Goelji rightly pointed out, there is a formula given there. 20 rupees divided by, suppose it is 18% rate, 20 rupees divided by 1.18 into 100. This is what he has already. So MRP is the price which final consumer will suffer, nothing more than that. But backward calculation, we have taken that this MRP has arrived after calculating the tax built in it.
So what he says is very simple. I have to see the MRP and I have to charge the customer. Yes.
And that is what is happening in malls also. Nowadays, MRP based river calculations are happening.
Excuse me, ma'am.
The issue is about the front office invoice for guests who stays in a hotel beyond the month. My understanding is that the GST invoice cannot be raised in the next month for something for a previous month. That is my understanding, and that is what we were explaining in the past. If that is true, then a person who checks in on the 30th or 31st and checks out on the 1st, and usually you make an invoice at 12 noon when he checks out. I need to understand how do I charge this customer
No,
for
that's
that
a
one night
terribly inflexible.
on the 1st for a service that was rendered on the
Yeah.
previous month.
Yeah, Jimmy, it's already been answered.
Not clear.
Okay, so I'll clarify that. I don't know whether everybody wants the answer or I can clarify with him individually because he is my colleague in the EC, so I have no problem in clarifying it.
Rather than they answer it, then you answer it.
Sure,
I want your opinion.
sure.
See,
Yeah.
see, there are not only hotel industry, there are many instances where service will be rendered over a period of 5, 7, 10 days. And part of which will fall in first month and it will be on the following month, remaining part. There is no rule which debars that, or rather says that you account only for that month, for that means particularly suppose 3 days in one month and only bill for that month. It doesn't say something like that. Issue is that how to arrive at a time of supply of a service. The section is very, very clear. Earliest of the 3 events. So what are the 3 events? One is raising the invoice. Second is receipt of the payment for the service. Or third is completion of the service. Okay. Now, when the service is rendered. Now, suppose whatever the earliest is there is taken as a time of supply. So suppose something is happening earliest in the first month in which only 2 days you are rendering the service and it is spilling over for the next 3 days in the following month. If the earliest event is happening in earlier month, it will be constituted as rendered in that month.
Sir, can I raise the bill on the 1st of the next month for a person who's checking out for his stay that he was with me on the 30th or 31st is my question. Can my invoice date be 1st of the next month for a service that was rendered in the previous month? No. Yes or no?
No. You see what is happening. You see, the date of closure of month has nothing to do with the raising of your invoice.
Is that correct?
Yes, that you please understand first.
Because we have been told in the past.
No, that's why I am saying, suppose you give a painting contract to a painter. He takes 3 days to paint your wall. Whether he will raise every day bill on you for this day's work done, this day's work done, this day's work done, after 3 days only he will raise a bill on you. And he start work on 29th July, continues on 1st August. So how he will raise bill on 31st July? So there is no concept like this that at the month end 30 days limit has been given for raising the invoice. That is 30 days from the date of event. That also does not have any meaning with that closure of the month. So that from your mind, please drop this idea that closure of month bill has to be raised.
Provided you don't take an advance. If you take an advance, then there's a problem. If there's no advance and you just make the invoice on the 1st, you're fine, there's no difficulty.
Excuse me, sir. Hello. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Sir,
That's the last question. That's the last question we
excuse
have.
me, sir.
Oh, there's one more here. Then, okay, last two questions.
Sir, uh, sometimes we have banquet functions which includes liquor and the foods. The liquor point of view, we need to take a one-day liquor permissions as well as the PPL, like a Public Performance Limited,
Please be silent, the rest of you, so we can hear this question.
as well as IPS license, one-day permission we need to take. In this case, what happened actually, we are paying on behalf of my customers, so we are charging to them. In this case, while making the bill or banquet bill, we are charging food, liquor, plus liquor license. In this case, we need to charge GST on that liquor license because I'm making the payment on behalf of my guest. And sometimes guests asking me the bills and the receipt for this. They are not, if they will charge, they will not charge me the liquor license including GST.
Wait. His question is, sir. His question is that sale of food, say providing of services, that is okay, GST paid. On liquor sale, I am paying VAT, that is okay. But I am arranging liquor license. So that service I am providing of liquor license, getting
Yes,
liquor
sir.
license. So what will be the position of GST?
So it is not a restaurant service. It's not a hotel service.
No.
It's question. Pardon?
It's a part of hotel service.
It's a reimbursement, like just like reimbursement.
Is he acting as a pure agent?
Reimbursement, pure agent.
Is he acting as a pure agent? Do you have any markup?
If you are charging the same amount which you are paying,
Yes.
it's a reimbursement.
Yes,
If you are charging 12,000 instead of 10,000, then 2,000 is your service. On that you
no.
pay 18%.
I'm charging the actual, what we are charging by the.
You are
excise
charging
paper.
on actual. That means you are working as a pure agent. Provisions are very, very clear for pure agent valuation. Your service is not at all restaurant service. Your service is not at all hotel service. So right now, at least it is beyond the ambit of this room. But yes, you see the tariff. You try to locate where your service falls. If it is a pure agent service, you are not earning anything, no problem. But it should be in your books of accounts, it should reflect like that.
Yes, it will be reflected. Thanks. One more question, sir. Sir, we have some, excuse me, we have some actually international agent who is providing a service to us, like room booking and other things. On this basis, they're charging me the commission. In this commission, firm is not in India. They are not charging me GST, or previously they are not charging me service tax anything. But in this case, I have to make the payment under reverse mechanism for this?
Yes.
That means I have to pay
You are a service receiver.
I'm the service receiver.
Supply of service is taking place from outside the taxable territory. You are
Yes,
the
sir.
beneficiary. Effective use and enjoyment of the service is happening in the taxable territory.
Yes.
Reverse charge, international reverse charge comes into picture. You have to discharge the tax liability. You can take the credit.
I can take the ITC. Yeah?
Okay, there's only one last
Thank you, sir.
question.
One more question. We will be using in all hotel industries electricity, gas bill and telephone bill. So we are in doubt whether they will all upload separately 1 lakh bills or 2 lakh bills of their customers, MSCB, electricity board and telephone bills, so that we can take GST on that.
You can ask that question again, please.
Electricity bill, gas bill and telephone bills. Whether all they will upload their bill, 1 lakh bills on site separately, and then we can take GST on that if applicable.
You mean to say that you are a service receiver and there are multiple public utilities who are raising bill on you, and
Whether they will upload all these bills of their customers.
why not? If they are supplying the service, they are also bound by the GST regulations. Where is the doubt in that? They will do that. Your purchase register will get reflected.
The only thing
If
you
your
have,
GST number is available with the public utilities from where you are getting service. Okay.
only thing you have to ensure that you give your GST number to all those suppliers. And as far as electricity is concerned, MSEB is not charging you GST. On electricity, GST is not
There
there.
is no GST on that.
On telephone, gas, it is there. So please supply your GSTIN number to them, and please ensure whenever they give you any invoice of supply that your GST number is mentioned there. Once it is mentioned, it is their duty to upload.
It will automatically reflect.
No more questions, please. We are already past our deadline. Okay, please go ahead.
कैसे कैसे
It's a government thing.
हाँ हाँ
So we have to pay government charges. So we have to pay RC under RCM this liquor license fee.
नहीं नहीं नहीं
Madam, it's not a taxable. Is it not a regulatory? It's a statutory fee that you are paying to the license excise department.
But
हाँ क्या उसमें
सर्विस टैक्स आरसीएम के अंडर हम लोग पे कर रहे थे या
License fee is a
सारे लिकर
statutory fee,
लाइसेंस
ना?
पे हम पे कर रहे थे आरसीएम के अंडर सर्विस टैक्स आरसीएम लाइसेंस
what?
यस सो
I must tell you, broadly speaking, the thumb rule is that what you were doing before, please carry on doing.
okay so we have to pay GST on our
You put it in
under
the
RCM.
FAQ.